In the heart of Lanarkshire, where furnaces once burned day and night, a football club was born. Not from wealth, not from glory, but from hard work, community and pride. This is the story of Motherwell Football Club, a club forged in steel, shaped by struggle, lifted by triumph and tested by tragedy. By the late 19th century, Motherwell was changing. What had once been a quiet rural settlement was becoming an industrial town. Steelworks rose beside railway lines. Thousands of workers arrived, drawn by jobs that were tough, dangerous, and relentless. Football offered escape, a shared passion, a reason to gather. Before Motherwell Football Club existed, there were two local teams, Glencairn and Alpha, rivals. Both had talent, neither had strength alone. On 17 May 1886, a decision was made that would change the town forever. The two clubs merged. Motherwell Football Club was born. Only 6 days after forming, Motherwell played their first match. They defeated local rivals Hamilton Academical 3-2. It was a small result, but a powerful symbol. A new club had arrived. In those early years, players were not professionals. They worked long shifts in factories and yards before pulling on football boots. The club was sometimes known as Wee Alpha, a reminder of its roots. But ambition grew quickly. By 1893, football in Scotland was changing fast. Crowds were growing. Clubs were organising leagues. Payment for players became common. Motherwell turned professional. That same year, they became a founding member of the Scottish Second Division. Promotion soon followed, and before long, Motherwell were competing regularly in the top tier of Scottish football. In the early years, Motherwell played at Roman Road and wore blue shirts. In 1913, the club adopted claret and amber colours that would define Motherwell forever. The inspiration came from the club's new home ground. The land for Fir Park had been provided by Lord Hamilton of DL, whose racing colours were claret and amber. The club took those colours and made them their own. From that moment on, Motherwell had a visual identity that set them apart. Motherwell moved into Fir Park in 1895. The first match there ended in an 8-1 defeat to Celtic. But defeats fade, homes endure. Fir Park became a gathering place for the town, a place where generations stood side by side, where stories were shared and memories made. In 1952, over 35,000 supporters packed into Fir Park to watch Motherwell face Rangers, the largest crowd the stadium has ever seen. Fir Park has changed over the years, but its soul has remained. Close to the pitch, close to the people. The 1931-32 season remains the greatest in Motherwell's history. Against all expectations, Motherwell topped the Scottish League, finishing above Rangers and Celtic. They were crowned Champions of Scotland. In 1927, They were invited to take part in a tournament in Spain, where they beat Real Madrid 3-1 in the final. That tournament would later become the Copa del Rey. In 1950, they lifted the Scottish League Cup, defeating Hibernian 3-0. 2 years later, in 1952, they won the Scottish Cup, beating Dundee 4-0 at Hampden Park. For supporters, these were days that defined generations. But perhaps the most famous cup final of all came decades later. The 1991 Scottish Cup final is remembered as one of the greatest ever played. Motherwell faced Dundee United, both teams managed by brothers. United's Jim McLean and Motherwell's Tommy. After extra time, Motherwell won 4-3, with super sub Steve Kirk scoring the winner. It was a victory that captured the spirit of Motherwell: brave, relentless, and united. Over the decades, many great players wore claret and amber.
Willie McFadyen. At the heart of the 1932 championship triumph was Willie McFadyen, whose astonishing 52 league goals powered Motherwell to the title and set a Scottish scoring record that still stands to this day. Hughie Ferguson. A legendary striker of the interwar years, Hughie Ferguson scored 284 league goals for Motherwell, the club's record, and helped fire them toward their 1932 title. George Stevenson. A prolific forward in the 1920s to 30s, Stevenson made 510 league appearances and later managed the club, guiding them to Scottish Cup and League Cup glory in the 1950s. Bob Ferrier. Ferrier boasts the club record for appearances, 626, symbolising loyalty and durability at Motherwell during football's early decades. Ian St John. Born in Motherwell, St John made his debut for the club in 1956. His performances earned him a move to Liverpool in 1961. The transfer fee received significantly helped fund the construction of Motherwell's new main stand at Fir Park. Davy Cooper. A bargain £50,000 transfer from Rangers. After his untimely death, the North Stand at Fir Park was renamed in his honour. Phil O'Donnell. A beloved figure, Phil O'Donnell played more than 200 games for Motherwell across 2 spells. Tragically, he died suddenly of heart failure on the pitch in 2007 at age 35, causing an outpouring of grief locally and nationally. His death shocked football fans across Scotland. Supporters gathered at Fir Park to remember him. His loss is still deeply felt. In the late 1990s, Motherwell was taken over by businessman John Boyle. He spent a lot of money trying to make the club more successful. But the club began to spend more than it earned. By 2002, Motherwell faced a serious crisis. The club went into administration, meaning it could not pay its debts. Many feared the club would disappear forever. Players were sold, staff lost their jobs, and Motherwell finished bottom of the league. The club avoided relegation only because another team's stadium did not meet league rules. It was one of the darkest moments in the club's history. After administration, Motherwell slowly rebuilt. The club learned the importance of living within its means. Supporters later came together through the Well Society, allowing fans to become majority owners of the club. This meant the club truly belonged to the people again. Motherwell Football Club has never been about money or fame. It has always been about hard work, community and pride. The club is known as the Steelmen, a name that reflects the town's industrial past. Through success and sadness, Motherwell has always survived. Motherwell Football Club is more than a football team. It is a symbol of a town and its people. From its founding in 1886 to the present day, the club has shown strength, courage and heart. As long as there is football at Fir Park and claret and amber on the pitch, the story of Motherwell will continue, passed from one generation to the next.